Hello, so I have a reading today regarding what is hidden from you. We have three piles. I don't have much to say in the intro. I'm gonna save everything for each pile because I do have some channel messages, but yeah, so we're looking into what's hidden from you. Pile one, you have labradorite. I hope the shift is coming up in the camera. Pile two, you have amethyst. And pile 3, you'll have a little chunk of clear quartz. So go ahead and pick your piles and I'll see you in your reading. Hello pile 1, if you guys picked the labradorite, this is going to be your reading. I have a couple of channeled messages for you guys. Something about a divine masculine is significant for you. The Eight of Swords could also be significant. I was shuffling this deck to get some oracles for you, and I kept seeing the card that says veiled. So like in the Eight of Swords, you know how usually the woman has uh, her eyes are covered, right, by something. It was something like that. And then so I read in this book about that card. I don't know if you got it because I haven't looked at your oracles yet, but so I read about it, and it said something along the lines of, what really stood out to me, actually, I should say, was careful who you say what to. And I know that sounds like a riddle. It's almost like, be careful who you share your plans or your dreams with. There's something there about being a little bit cautious, or maybe you're not seeing people for who they are, or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna leave this over here for you, and I'm going to actually start with tarot, and then I'll move on to your oracles at the end. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of energy here for pile 1. I don't know what that is about. There's like a little bit of restlessness as well, so let's see what you don't see coming. What's hidden from you, what you don't see coming. Interesting. That was my last video, and what I really meant to say was what is hidden from you. So maybe you guys saw my last video, and this could be like a continuation of that reading, which honestly I don't remember what I even spoke about over there, because I kind of don't remember my readings. I channel a lot, so it's really hard for me to like off the top of my head remember the readings that I do. Okay, anyways, I'm like blabbering on. What is hidden from you, pile 1? Hermit. Interesting. Right away, what's hidden from you is an internal truth, something you do know but you're kind of refusing to see. In this card, I've never seen this card this way. Do you see how it almost looks like he's looking down? He's refusing to look at this that he's literally holding. So there's some kind of enlightenment, some kind of truth that you are refusing to accept. And you've acquired this truth by going on this hermit mode, maybe like separating yourself from a lot of the things that you were used to doing, quite literally, maybe hermiting, quite literally, like keeping to yourself. But there's something that you know what is true, but you refuse to admit it, or you refuse to see it. But this is like an internal thing with yourself. Interesting. This again takes me back to that thing of like, you're blinded to something, or you know, past experiences, past hurt is blinding you to a certain truth that is probably nothing to do with how the past felt, like it's nothing bad. So but you, let's say, okay, you know what I'm getting, like sometimes if you suffer from anxiety, for example, Sometimes even being excited feels like anxiety, but like you know that what you're feeling, it's about excitement because you know something good is coming. Well, you could be a little bit blinded at the moment in the sense of you're not sure what's next, but you're sensing something like spiritually, energetically, you're sensing it, right? You have the inner wisdom that something's happening, something's coming up, but you refuse to accept that it could be something good. You rather kind of just be like, oh no, it's definitely going to be like what happened in the past, which is a lot of pain and suffering and not good stuff. There we are again. She's very intensely looking at that. Maybe you've, okay, that's interesting. You've gotten hurt a lot when it comes to love, and now you're thinking every time that you fall in love, every time that you even have an opportunity to express those kind of feelings with someone, it's gonna end up like this. But it's almost like you've worked through that, those triggers. You worked through that shadow already. It's you've done the work to get away from that mentality. However, you're still like a little bit stuck. You're not seeing that there's good coming your way. Yeah, there is. Quite literally something coming your way. The Knight of Wands is very passionate. Let's see. What is hidden from you? I like this because this is confirmation. Your channeled messages, the Divine Masculine came up, and here they are. So it could be that quite literally your Divine Masculine is on their way to you, but you are feeling, probably you're picking up on their anxious energy because of like they're excited that they're coming towards you, but they could also be very anxious because they want to know. Okay, that makes sense. You're probably picking up on your person's feeling where they feel like they're gonna end up hurt, like you're not going to show them. I just heard mercy. I don't, it's more like you're not gonna, this is their words, okay, not mine. It's like you're not gonna show them grace and you're not gonna show them understanding. They think just like you, they've also been hurt in love, so they think that them coming forward and like being vulnerable with you is gonna end up in this, and you are picking up on that and you're putting it, does that make sense? And you're putting it on, you're seeing it through your lens, where every time I fall in love with someone I end up like this, you know what I mean? Like regardless, both of you are mirroring the same energy back to each other, but you're seeing it through your own lens. Interesting. Very interesting. There's that waiting. That could be you. There's that waiting, and it's almost like, how much do I have to wait? Like the way itself is, it's getting to you, and then this is them putting in the work. That is really interesting. I only wanted one card though, so let's see. Yeah, there is communication coming. A very passionate message. Wands are usually, so the Eight of Wands to me is always communication from the divine. Now the Ace of Wands is interesting because now I'm seeing it that it is communication. It's a passionate communication, and it's not just coming from the divine, but it's coming from a divine counterpart. That's what they want to say with these coming in like this. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've never gotten that before like that, but the first time for everything. Okay, strength. Makes sense. Both of you. It takes a lot of strength for this person to be vulnerable with you and come forward and speak their truth and tell you how they feel about you, just as much as it takes a lot of strength from you as well to kind of accept, give them the time of day and really put yourself out there in the sense of it's not that you're like just letting them have your heart off the bat, but you are giving them a chance nonetheless, and that takes a lot of strength too, because both of you see how all of this is circling this, like both of you have grown and gone internally and have done the work needed because of this pain. Both of you have also like gained a lot of emotional maturity and have leaned in towards being softer and more understanding because of this pain, right? Everything is, it's like circling this energy. The main message that I want you to take from this, right, for right now, because there could be more, but it's that this is in the past. You've grown from it, but it does not mean that everything moving forward will also end up like this. I don't think you're ever, excuse me, you're ever again going to be in this position, at least when it comes to love. Okay, you have learned your lessons, Pawan, and so has your person. Wow. Yeah, you truly have. It probably came, this is why it's so triggering, and that makes so much sense. There's a lot of trauma around it because it probably came like a tower moment. It was honest, unexpected. It was painful. It was quite literally earth shattering, I'm hearing, for each of you, both of you. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. There's a lot, yeah. But then again, it's almost like you refuse to see it as this, and you're expecting the worst. And the divine, yeah, look at that. The divine doesn't want you to expect the worst anymore. It's like you and this person are not going through a tower moment. That's not what the build up in the end, or I want to say anxiety. That's not what the energy that's building up is about. It's about something very beautiful. Union. It's about collaboration between you two. Truth, happiness. Yeah. After a lot of contemplation of, yeah, but you're okay. Okay, everything's gonna be okay. What's coming is actually a beautiful, loving message. It's it's a loving message overall. Like, you are going to have the opportunity to show just how loving you've become and how much this has transformed you, and this person's going to show you the same thing. All right. Let's move into your oracle cards. Well, I have some tarot and then oracle as well. So let's see. Ooh, 3 of Wands again. Remember, I didn't take it. Yeah, you are collaborating. There's something about, you have everything that you need, and you've built. This is really interesting. You've built a beautiful. You're about to build, or you're building, a beautiful new beginning for both of you. I keep wanting to say you're building a home, but that could be for some of you. There's a new dawn coming up for you. There's a brand new day. Really good things. Oh my goodness. Well, here we are again. Yeah, what's hidden from you. I think for a lot of you, what's hidden from you is your divine masculine. It's almost like you're perceiving it as um, whatever you're picking up on, you're seeing it through a lens that's not correct. It's almost like you're veiling yourself from it. You're putting up a veil, you're putting up a filter that has nothing to do with the energy. But it's okay. It'll work itself out, okay, is what I'm hearing for you. However, this is, I can't believe that card came out. I'm telling you, it's no wonder I felt called to to write down my channel messages. There's a reason. All right. The divine masculine is the embodiment of logic, direct action, and strength. Interesting, strength. And direct action is interesting too, because you have the knights. In its most evolved aspect, he represents the builder. Oh my goodness. The protector and the guardian. Drawing this card can symbolize that the divine masculine energy is needed to balance your current situation. It can also represent a father-brother healing and healing of relationships with the divine masculine in your life. Interesting. I don't get at all that this is you having to balance your divine masculine energy, this very much just feels like your divine masculine is coming forward to me, okay? But if you're seeing something else here, well, that's okay. And if this does not resonate with you, then this is probably not your pile. Okay. So it says the horn god, which is the symbol. This is a pagan symbol of the masculine energy in the elements. He is the consort of the triple goddess. Interesting, yeah. Star family. You're part of a team of souls call and support. Beautiful. So your divine masculine is part of your star family. They're also... Yeah, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. I'm also seeing the card that's in this deck that says star bathing. So maybe there's something about you guys, you yourself going out and like just bathing in the stars, in the starlight, right? And not bathing. I mean, you could go into water, but you could just lay outside and just let, like you would get like a sun, like you will go out in the sun to tan. Same thing. You will go out at night to just receive light codes. And what I was gonna say, you guys, this could also be something that you and your divine masculine do together. I can't make that shit up. This is why it feels. This is why it felt all along that it was like romantic. It's not about your own journey, just yours. It's about something together with this person. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. That makes a lot of fucking sense. I like the cards actually just culminated your reading perfectly. I want to read from this. See, I opened this card, the star bathing card. That is significant for some of you. Light body, crystal gray, transmission and activation. So it says, I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me. And as they do, may it heal the earth too. Ooh, both of you have, together, you have a very important mission when it comes to earth healing, being healers. Both of you as well could be. Wow. Okay, let me go to Star Family. So the Star Family, I wanted to read this part for you. Who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? It feels like both of you, when you connect with each other, there's going to be very interesting conversations happening here. You're going, or this is the person that you usually have very intense, weird, you could talk about any topic kind of conversations with this person. This could give you a hint of who this is or what's coming up, because maybe you haven't shown each other this side of one another. But you could talk about the stars, you could talk about earth, you could talk about magic, you could talk about anything, the esoteric, the ethers, anything. Nothing is off limits to you, and it's because your soul just, it's almost like you feed off each other's energy as well. Like they get an idea and they speak about it, and then you can build up on that, and then they can do the same. And that's interesting because you can build together. It's almost like you can build together new ideas. The possibilities are endless here for both of you, which is really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Pawan, for letting me read for you. This was beautiful reading. I really hope that this resonated and it brought you clarity, confirmation, whatever it is that you needed to take from this. And I'll see you in another reading in the future. Hello. Hello, part two. If you guys picked the amethyst, I don't know why I just put that up in your face. This is going to be your reading. I have your oracles here. I'm gonna leave them on the side because I'm going to start with tarot, and I also have some channel messages for you guys. So for some reason, when I was shuffling your oracle cards, I usually shuffle. I'm left-handed, right? Well, I'm ambidextrous, but I don't know why being right-handed or left-handed is significant here, but it is significant to your pile for some reason. So I usually shuffle, right? And then I pick with my left hand. Okay. For you, when I was doing your oracles, I kept shuffling and I picked with my right hand. And it called my attention because obviously it's a channel message, but it called my attention too because I don't do that. So there's something about your right hand doing things differently, out of character for you, like doing things that are out of character, or you feel that are out of character, but it's almost like it's things that you're guided to do because you're guided to do them in that specific way because the specific way that you're doing them is like a message, or like what you're doing is a message, or everything together. Does that make sense? All right. I'm wondering what I pulled. Interesting. We don't want. So I don't know how that's all significant to you. Maybe it's just confirmation that you're in the right place here for the pile. I don't, you know, you know what I want to say? There's this reader that I follow. Her name is Avery on TikTok, and she's always like, I don't know, man, I just work here. And that's honestly, yes. Maybe you watch that person. That's interesting. Yeah, because I always find that so funny, and it's so accurate because we as readers are like intuitives, and I'm saying we, and that could be you too, because you could be a reader or just someone who's like psychic or something. Sometimes we're just guided to do stuff because we're guided to do them, and or we're guided to say something because we're meant to say it, and it doesn't have to make sense to us, but it'll make sense to someone. But yeah, I just work here. Anyways, all right, let's see what's hidden from you. Oh, interesting. When my cards fly out like that, it's usually your energy is and there's intensity here. You could definitely be a reader. And you could be a reader who cannot read for themselves, especially when it comes to love and relationships. Interesting. With the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know if all these piles are going to be about love today, but I'm not mad about it. Like I said, I just work here. Interesting, interesting. I have to pull more cards for you because okay. Okay. So you definitely, okay. I feel like I have to give you a lot of confirmation about something for some reason. It's like I have to talk about a background or give you some background information in order to get to the message. So let's begin. Part two. It seems like it's true. You cannot read for yourself about love, or lately it's been really hard to even watch a reading that has to do with love because nothing seems to resonate. It's almost like the clouds don't part. You're still very tender. Your heart is tender. Even though I think you have moved on from this, right? And you've kind of been doing the work that's needed, not just to get a new perspective, but to actually like finish a cycle, which is really interesting. But again, there's these two energies here. It's almost like every time you want to inquire a little bit about your love life, when you get back, it's like things that maybe resonate, maybe don't. You feel like the message is not quite right. And maybe that is the message in itself. Like the divine is trying to, there is things hidden from you about your connection with this person, or your love life in general, if you don't have a specific person in mind. But I really doubt that you don't. Here we go. Okay. A lot of major arcana over here. This is really interesting. Also very interesting major arcanas. I'm called to tell you that this is Piscean energy for me. I'm also called to tell you that this is Odin's card. Maybe you guys work with Odin's or you have deities, and that's like an extra confirmation for you. The new perspective brings an ending to a cycle, and then it begins again in a very happy place for you. This energy is also very slow moving, obviously, because it's the Knight of Pentacles. But what I like about the Knight of Pentacles is that they move with purpose. Every move that they take, every step forward is very methodical, very thought out. But it's because the work is like, so Pentacles make me think of Saturn energy, right? Because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So is Aquarius, but we're talking about Earth energy. Okay, so it makes me think of Saturn, which is, you know, very harsh lessons, very grounded, like very tough cycles, but that you will never ever repeat again because you've learned those lessons very well. That's what this is telling me about. Like, you put in the work that is needed, and it's one step at a time. You're not rushing it, and therefore you're gaining the perspective that you need. You're gaining the knowledge that you need. Also, this leads me back. Interesting, they brought up Odin. It's probably because you feel like in this journey you've had to sacrifice relationships, because this makes me think of, like, you know, Odin had to hang himself from the tree of life to gain the knowledge of the runes, and that's a sacrifice in itself. But oh, here, you guys. All right, let's see. I'm not blaming you for my cards falling off my hands. It's just, that was just confirmation here. Okay. So yeah, you feel like you've had to sacrifice relationships, or one specific relationship, or three maybe, or just you've had to learn a lot of your lessons from being hurt in the realm of love, if you will. And now the divine is trying to bring in something new. Okay, this is brand new. And this is not a Three of Swords moment. This is not a Seven of Swords moment. This is very much a sun moment, a world moment. You know, like, it's a Hierophant moment. A divine counterpart. Someone who is your equal. Someone who understands you and understands your spirituality as well. Oh my goodness. I don't fumble the cards like this often. Yeah, look at that. We have two people on horses. Movement. So you, what's hidden from you, it's that there's a fast moving energy your way that's making you, gonna make you feel like you won, like you have a victory or something. I'm seeing you as a divine. You know what? This is so interesting. This is interesting. Because the divine masculine came up in pile 1, and now the divine feminine is in this pile, and it's, I don't know, it's throwing me for a loop. Maybe you liked pile 1 as well. More swords. But you know what? I like the swords. You know why I like the swords? Because the swords, it's all in the mental, okay? It's a lot of you overthinking this. Trying to rationalize, trying to analyze the energy that's coming for you, that you're not really seeing, that's a little bit hidden because it's working itself out. It's on its way to you. It's all in the mental space. It's nothing physical, because in the physical we have beautiful things. Even in the emotional body we have beautiful things. In the physical we have a very solid, nothing can stop this kind of energy, good energy coming your way. But in the mental body, you guys are like freaking out about it. But you're freaking out about nothing. I don't want to say that you're freaking out about nothing. And I don't want to be insensitive to how you feel. It is okay to feel your feelings, or, you know, to pay attention to what your mind is telling you as well. It's not about ignoring it. But I think you're worried for nothing, Pal 2. There's a lot of happiness coming in for you. It's beautiful, beautiful energy and alignment, quite literally. You know, we go from a little tiny thing here to the sun. You know, if the sun cannot illuminate it, forget it. Like, Sometimes you're just overthinking it. Yeah, you're in Empress mode and you're about to receive this. It's happening quickly too. It's not a slow energy. This I'm seeing, for some reason I never say timing in my readings. And my eyes are closed right now for some reason. But right now I'm just seeing like 9 weeks, 2 weeks for some reason. I know, so it's such a random ass fucking number. 2 weeks to 9 weeks, which is quite frankly nothing compared to the big ass cycle that you've had to endure of like waiting for this. It's almost like the night gets to you and here you are, you're holding what you're meant to be holding. Interesting. Another movement card. Uh, so there is a little bit of suspension, of waiting, trying to this. I feel like this is you trying to sense things out, and all that comes back to you, it's a lot of confusion. And I think it's probably because it's meant to be a surprise, which is, I know, the most annoying thing to hear, but that's probably it. And that's probably they gave me such vague, weird fucking timelines, which is from 2 weeks to 9 weeks. Okay. But it's happening. It's happening. The Chariot. A lot of balance. The energy is, you don't get on a chariot, you don't get on a horse, you don't get on a car, you don't get in a moving vehicle or some kind of moving thing, machine, or not, unless you're headed somewhere. You know, you don't just sit there. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's on its way to you. Happiness is literally on its way to you. Commitment is on its way to you as well. The highest form of commitment, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be marriage in the normal like human sense of marriage, but it's a commitment, the highest form of commitment that you could possibly want from your person. It's what's coming your way. Yeah, I can't make that up. I literally cannot. Wish fulfillment, love, equal give and take, reciprocity when it comes to love as well. That's beautiful. Look, more balance. But then the refusal again is so interesting. Oh my goodness. Do you see that? Like, justice is holding just one sword, right? You've made your choice. And you're waiting for things to work themselves out. Balance. You embody balance. Because you're not worried anymore. But here, then the next card is the Two of Swords. You're probably like in the in-between. You're probably also sensing a lot of things happening. And that could induce anxiety. That reminds me of Pile 1 again. But you don't have to go watch it. But it reminds me of the reading that I just did too, for some reason. Alright. And you know, your channeled messages, I took a look over here at my notebook. Your channel messages are talking about doing things differently. Things that are out of character for you. Maybe the things that you're meant to be doing differently is the way that you expect the worst and you prepare for the worst. Maybe you prepare for the best. Maybe you're meant to be out of character in that sense and see how that goes. Like if obsessing about something or worrying or trying to decipher what the message is or could be makes you anxious, maybe stop doing that. Do the complete opposite of what your instinctively do. Try that out. Three of Cups. Beautiful. There's a celebration coming. There is collaboration coming as well. This feels a lot like your person and the divine. Kind of saying like, you know, clicking glass and saying, we did it. Like it's time to celebrate because this love that was meant to come in came in. Wow. I don't know where that even came from, but that's all of that I'm seeing from that. Growth and healing. It's a spiral. Yeah. Sometimes you might feel like you're back. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing now, it's like usually in the past, when you will feel this energy, you would think right away, oh, my person's about to communicate with me. And you will go out and like look at readings and see what resonated or something like that. And now you could be triggered like once again to do that because you feel it coming and you're like, didn't I outgrow this? Didn't I work this out? Didn't I? Yeah, you literally, you felt like you are outgrown that kind of mentality, or again expecting doom when you really, what's happening is goodness, that kind of thing. Like you feel like you've outgrown it, but sometimes it just comes back around a little bit for you to kind of refocus and reassure yourself that you have done the work, you have grown. It's not a specific uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's almost like a 1 and then a 5 and then a 3. You know, it's a spiral. It's okay. It's okay. Just you kind of second guessing yourself a bit and anything like that. If anything, it speaks to your actual growth, because you're not just assuming that you're not just, what is it, like you're not, there's no cockiness, there's no like I know it all, like no, there's nothing like that. You kind of humble yourself a bit every time you get a little bit of a test or a little bit of like a turnaround that eventually just leads you to a new path or something like that. Very interesting. Let me read it for you. A time of evolution and growth is here. You may be leaving behind outdated and antiquated relationships, mentors, belief systems, situations, and environments. If you are inquiring about a situation or relationship, this card calls for a deeper commitment or a decision to let go in order to honor your journey. Very interesting. Draw another card for clarity about which direction to take regarding your situation. This card represents knowing that all will be well and for the highest good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what I was trying to do. All right. The next card that we're drawing is from another deck, but let's just see. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Very much tied to another person. Maybe this is what's coming up. You guys are definitely going to have a heart-to-heart conversation. There's forgiveness that has already happened here, but there is forgiveness to be had as well. There is healing to be done together. That's part of the celebration as well, the coming together. It's like it's good, but it also has, there's a lot of underlying things that have to happen as well, have to be worked out in order for you guys to be in union. But you can't work those out by yourselves. You've done the work by yourself. There's something about coming together to do that now. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah. Definitely do, Patu. A lot of purple here. It's really interesting. Let me read this for you. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to read the soul inquiry. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? Unwind is interesting because of this winding up. Leads me back again to your channeled messages where they were like, do things differently. How in the past have you done things that have not really worked out between you and this person, or worked out for you in general? When you get that opportunity to right a past wrong, that's your opportunity right there with this growth. You're let's say in the past, you and your person would be in communication, and all that would come up is like, well, you did this and this really hurt me, and how can I give you another chance? And when they would come in, right, if that's usually, if that was your, this is just an example, but if that was your initial thing, maybe try something new. Try something new where it's like you hear them out, you say, you know, I need time to think, I need time to ponder, I need time to collect my thoughts, and I'll get back to you when I am more clear-headed, clear-minded, and my emotions are not running high. Why? Because maybe your emotions in the past were running high and led you to just kind of like, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It would probably needed to happen in the past, right? But you've outgrown that. So now you have the grace to say, hey, I need to think about this, but I'll get back to you. Kind of like that. That's a weird example, but that's just what came to mind. You are getting a new opportunity to work things out. But make sure that you, again, doing things different is very significant for you. All right. Thank you so much, Batu, for letting me read for you. I really hope that this resonated and brought you a little bit of clarity, of confirmation, whatever it is that you needed to take from this. And I'll see you in another reading in the future. Have a good one. Hello, about three. If you guys picked the clear quartz, this is going to be your reading. So, about three, I have your oracles here. I'm going to leave them on the side. And I'm going to start with tarot for you guys. I had channeled messages for pile 1 and 2, but for you, I don't have anything. And it's really interesting. It's almost like that is a channel message in itself. It's like a blank canvas for you. So what's hidden from you, it's almost like there's nothing hidden. It's more of, this reading is going to be what you need to hear right now, which, I mean, it was for everybody, but there's nothing hidden. It's interesting that I worded it like that. Or it's more of like, this could be whatever you want it to be. And I'm talking about this in the form of like, well, this reading, I guess, but also like your life moving forward. You can make it whatever you want. There's no script. There is, it's almost like, you know what? It's almost like you're looking at your Akashic records, or I'm seeing someone looking at a book and them grabbing a pen and there's a blank page and they just write what they want. Maybe you're being called to do that, or you do that, and that's how you manifest things when you write them down. How interesting. All right. Top 3. Let's see what's hidden from you. One more shuffle just to get the energies of pile 1 and 2 out of here. Out of the card. They were such similar messages, kind of, but not really. All right, anyways, we're here for pile 3. What's hidden from you? Interesting. 4 of Swords, the Star, and then the 4 of Wands. I like the 4s. 4s are really good. They have to do with foundations. 4 could be significant. 4 could be significant. You could be seeing those. Aquarius could be very significant. Something about you being on your healing journey, following your North Star, following the path that you're meant to be on, and balancing those energies out. Balancing also interesting. Balancing the mind and the spirit. Balancing, putting to rest the ideas that are, or the things that are no longer serving you, and really focusing on the one thing that feels like it's meant for you. And then the new foundation comes in because of that. Very interesting. I feel like everybody has gotten this card today. Maybe not, but it feels like it. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's that one idea, the one thing, the fact that this is a pentacle and a star, and you know, a star. that one idea you've taken in and you're like, okay, I'm going to move forward with this because I know that this is what matters to me. This is what feels like a soul calling for me. Oof, that is beautiful. Your journey, what's hidden from you is that the journey that you've set on that had to do with healing, had to do with your spiritual work, had to do with you um, understanding how your mental and your spirit have to like merge for you to like tap into your intuition. That journey, it's not really necessarily coming to an end, it's coming to a culmination. You're gaining something very, very significant from it and starting anew. What's that 4 of Wands about? Yeah, starting anew. It's almost like a new beginning for you. Maybe you're meant to keep the mentality of a student for a bit, okay? Even though you're very mature and you're a very old soul and you've done the things that you needed to do very patiently, very methodically, very much one step at a time, you very much trusted the divine, and divine timing is what this card is telling me right now, which is why you're getting this. These feel very much like spirit guides to you. They're almost like all around you always, but celebrating you in this thing that you've accomplished. The world today feels to me like an accomplishment. It makes sense. It's the end of the fool's journey. It is an accomplishment, actually. You set out in the fool's journey for healing purposes because that's what you feel like you needed to do. And here you are, finishing it. You're finishing, not finishing, we never finish healing, but you're definitely closing a chapter of healing, okay? And there's a lot of happiness coming your way. And then you almost feel like your life is brand new, like you're born again. That's what this feels like. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. That is, wow. Wow. A lot of healing. This is Angel Raphael. He's the angel of the healers. This, that's significant for some of you. Wow. Empress, Hermit. This is you and your old soul and your journey being completed. Maybe you're, because of that, you're aligning to soul family. That makes sense. Karmic justice coming your way as well. Look at that. At the top of the deck. The Six of Swords. Moving away from, there's no more stagnicity. If anything, there's movement. And the Fool again, it's like you're meant to keep embodying that energy of newness or trying something new, being excited about life. You've done something very miraculous here for yourself. And maybe now it's time to set on a journey where now you share this with others. That's really beautiful. Maybe you are meant to share it with others, actually. Oh, wow. Temperance, another card about healing and balancing. You know what? I read about this the other day. I don't know why. I wasn't researching the Temperance card. I was actually researching all the angels in the tarot, and this is one of the cards that has an angel. And it was talking about how this embodies earth, water, and fire. That could be something significant for you. Maybe you, in your big three, you have earth, water, and fire, or those three elements kind of dominate your chart. Interesting. Or I just got this. Wow, that's interesting. The air element, which is the mind, you're meant to put that to rest a bit, and quite literally it's in this card, right? Resting, because you're really meant to be tapping into fire, which is like the spirit part of you. Earth, which is very much, it's here, which is very much like the things that help you ground things into reality. And then water, which is everywhere as well, which is your emotional body. It's your emotional body works together with your spirit to bring things into fruition. It's like anchoring things into reality. Quite beautiful. Yeah, look at that. We have two knights on either end of this. A completion and a new beginning. Wow. The symbolism in your reading is really beautiful too. Maybe you're someone who very much accepts guidance from the divine or from your spirit guides with a lot of symbolism, because there's a lot of symbolism here. The fact that it's four, and then I pulled four cards, and there's just like, there's something about symbols for you. Look at this. So the top of the deck was the Nine of Cups, right? Wish fulfillment, like you've a lot of emotional maturity. And then the bottom of the deck, here we are again. It's like amazing cards. The Ten of Cups, the Empress, the Hermit, the Fool, King of Pentacles, the Magician, 6 and 6. There's just more and more. And in between all of that is you kind of like laying down your burdens and accepting things for what they are, and the emotional maturity. And it's wow. I'm like overwhelmed a bit with all of this. It's really beautiful though. You truly have done the thing, Pile 3. You have done, maybe you don't see yourself this way. Maybe this is why it's hidden from you. It's almost like you hide it from yourself, just how amazing you are. And you could have a little bit of imposter syndrome when it comes to your journey up to this point, who you truly are, the person that you are to other people. It's something that you refuse to accept. Maybe you refuse to accept yourself as a healer. You refuse to accept yourself as someone who truly has manifested beautiful things coming into their life. And you've done so by working on yourself. You truly, you know why? You embody what everybody says, which is if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. You've changed yourself a lot. You've grown is what I want to say. You've grown into who you're meant to be. You've grown into who you truly were from day one, okay? But it's time for you to also accept yourself. So that you may align with soul family. So that you may align maybe with the divine counterpart. So that you may align with your karmic justice. So that you align with this new beginning that you deserve. You have everything you need. Everything that you need is here. It's within you. And you carry a lot of wisdom with you as well. That's why I want to say, like, there's a lot of things that you embody that could help other people, just like they've helped you up to this point, okay? That Hermit is what that's telling me. The Hermit, the Temperance, and the Star here make me think of, you have a lot of wisdom that you've gained from this healing journey that you embarked on. And maybe you're meant to be sharing it because you're meant to be helping other people as well. And what you don't see coming is probably an opportunity, yes, without a doubt, an opportunity for you to do just that. The karmic wheel is turning. Things are moving in your life. You could be quite literally moving as well. You move people, like you move them in a spiritual sense, where there's a lot that your wisdom is almost like God sent. It feels, people feel fortunate to be around you, or to experience what it is to listen to your healing words, or they feel fortunate to experience what it feels like to be in your healing presence, in your energy. What's interesting too is that what could be hidden from you is, well, like I said, there's an opportunity for you to share all of this with others. You've been doing it on your own, you've been keeping to yourself, but now it's time to expand. Maybe you don't want to, but it is time. It's time to collaborate. Yeah, that makes sense. You could be very indecisive about that though, but I think everything is going to work out as it should anyways, and you feel like that too. So even though you might have that back and forth where you're like, oh, I don't know, should I do this, should I do that, it's okay because you trust the divine anyways. Oh my goodness. So this is the Six of Cups, and this is also the Lovers, and we just finished looking at the Lovers. Yeah, there could be a very significant choice coming up for you when it comes to your healing work, or when it comes to for some of you, it could be about someone else, you know, healing with someone else, healing in some kind of relationship. But for a lot of you, this very much feels like your divine path. That, you know, could be tied to someone else, but this very much feels about your own work, your significant work, spiritual work that you're meant to be doing. But not alone, with soul family as well. Soul family is significant for you. Soulmates, you know, soulmates are not just romantic soulmates, they're also friends, acquaintances, you know, whoever they are. Okay, the love energy will be there, the energy of I want you to grow so that I can grow will be there, the reciprocity will be there, the intensity will be there, the seeing eye to eye on things will be there, the almost like unspoken just resonance of at a soul level will be there. Shadow. It feels like with this card, the only thing kind of stopping you from taking this leap or moving forward, and not stopping you per se, but like the hesitation a bit, it could be your shadow self kind of like triggering you a bit, saying, I don't think you are who you think you are. I don't think we're ready for this. And I think the soulmates and the people that show you a lot of love and give you back the same energy that you give others are going to make you believe in yourself. That's really beautiful, actually. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything on a line must go. I think this is what you're going to be doing with this. Whatever your shadow self brings up, it usually is for you to pay attention to something. And it's like you blaze through like lessons so easily. You get it. You just get it. So whatever your shadow self brings up, it's like makes you pay attention to something, and you're like, oh, I need to work on that. That is incredible. All right. What is hidden in the dark? What is it that you are afraid of or don't want to see? This card comes to tell you that all cannot be the light because there must be the balance. There must be a balance. Exploring the beast requires you to confront these unhealed parts of yourself, those aspects that you deemed unworthy or unlovable. The time is now to bring light to those unusual concealed spaces so that they may be healed appropriately and or vanished forever. The shadow or the hidden beast is not evil, just misunderstood, definitely. However, do tread carefully as you dive into sensitive territory. Humor, although not a solution, can help ease the growing pains, and learning how to best work with and integrate your shadow aspect with compassion. So the beast is hidden in mythology monsters under our bed or in our closet. It is the represented part of ourselves that we've unloved, unworthy, that we believe unloved, unworthy, and fear inspiring. Ironically, it is also the place where some of our most hidden and valuable strengths are to be discovered. Okay, this led me back to a whole complete different thing. You probably have done so much shadow work that you could help other people through it. you can help other people lift the veil, kind of like not be scared of what they're seeing, because there's a deeper meaning to everything. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Don't let your past hold you back. South node. And I spoke about your North Star, and that makes me think of the North Node. So it's interesting that we got this, because it's it's almost like the shadows that you've worked through, they're in the past for you. And they're saying right now, don't let that hold you back from teaching people how you did it, like, or expressing yourself, or whatever it is that you're meant to be doing that feels like a calling to you as a healer. Do it. Oh, that's beautiful. Don't let the things that you've had to work through in the past, the things that you've deemed unlovable about yourself, things that you deemed unworthy about yourself, that you worked through already, hold you back. You know, healers, we as healers, you have to go through a lot of stuff. Not just things inflicted on you, but you also have to fuck up so that you can understand how you could still love yourself wholeheartedly, even though you've messed up in the past. That's kind of like that. Like, there's something about, you don't have to be pure and an angel, or you've never done anything wrong in order to teach people how to live a life, because most people have fucked up in their life. And maybe in retrospect, like maybe in the grand scheme of things, what they've done is nothing bad, but if they feel guilty about it, it's enough for them to have a shadow because of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like everybody feels like they have things that make them unlovable and unworthy. So again, just because you feel like there's things like that about you in the moment, does not mean that you cannot pass on the wisdom that you've learned because of those feelings, because you've embodied those shadows as well. People are going to resonate with your message, and there's something huge about you helping a really big chunk of your community, of your soul family. There's alignment happening for you as well. Thank you so much, Pal 3. This was a beautiful reading. I really hope that it resonated, and that you got from this everything that you needed. Um, Thank you so much, and I'll see you in other readings in the future. Have a good one.